good morning. Welcome back to our third segment of CityLine. With me are three individuals who, boy, if you can catch them, because they bike a lot, who are here to talk about Bike to Work Day. And if you ask me, every day should be Bike to Work Day, don't you think, people? Yeah, it should be. So please join me in welcoming Hally Bert to talk about history. I mean, I outed Sandy. I went to junior high. You went to junior high with my daughter. So I have good dirt on you that I won't ever expose. You are the coordinator for Downtown on the Go. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
You get better and better all the time, Miss Hally Bert. This handsome man, Stevon Christopher, you are a communication specialist with MDC, which is like, boom! MDC is one of my favorite organizations here in Tacoma. Talk about an organization that is tackling the homeless emergency here in Tacoma. Every single night I go to the MDC site to see what they're doing. Put your foot up. Sock cam! There it is. Welcome, my dear, to the comfy couch to talk about Bike to Work Day. And this beautiful woman next to you, wow, she glows. Shelbi Virgil, you are the programming director of Second Cycle. Welcome, my dear. Good to have you on the comfy couch.
Thank you.
And you, Missy, you're all ready to go. All right, so Hally, if somebody is new to Tacoma and goes Downtown on the Go, is that an Uber? Is it an Uber meal? Is it a new restaurant? What is Downtown on the Go? What is it?
We are Tacoma's transportation advocacy organization and resource. So we are trying to make Tacoma a better place to walk, bike, take transit, to live, working to put people at the center of all the changes happening here in our city, just trying to make this place, have people have the most transportation options they can, so that we can have a sustainable, affordable, and really vibrant downtown.
Yes. Wow. Well said. Because if you go to bigger cities, and sometimes you think, how do people ever live without a car? It's because they do it well. Who doesn't want to save $500 a month, and that includes insurance, gas, maintenance, and maybe a car payment, and put it towards something else like your retirement if your city has a great infrastructure of how you can get around? My daughter lives in Seattle. She doesn't have a car. I don't want her to have a car. Thank goodness that she has the opportunity to ride or to take transit. So Downtown on the Go has got it going on. Let's talk about Bike Month and what Downtown on the Go is doing for Bike Month.
Yeah, so Bike Month is, the City of Tacoma hosts Bike Month. It's a national, international celebration, sort of to kick off the riding season. The goal of Bike Month is really to get people learning about the different ways they can bike in their city, in their town, and getting people who bike in all different ways, whether they are racing, mountain biking, commuting to work, all different kinds of things, getting them involved in the bike programming that's going on.
Perfect. I've got some pictures here. Oh, here it is. Bike to Work Day. I love this. So let's talk about this. Tell us, besides these people who are cycling, Hally, tell us about what we're seeing here.
So Bike to Work Day is May 18th. It's a national celebration, and it's really aimed at celebrating those people who bike to work every day, those people who put on their heels, like Stevon, and so we're going to reward those people who are out on the streets with muffins and coffee and all sorts of things, and just celebrate Tacoma becoming a better place to bike and the healthy habits and fun that goes along with getting on your bike every day.
Absolutely. I see you on your bike, sister. I think, oh my gosh, rain or shine, she is on that bike. So Shelbi, you're at Second Cycle and also with the Major Taylor program. Tell us about the two great parts of our community in terms of about the Second Cycle and the Major Taylor program.
So they're two separate entities.
Yeah.
We share a lot of the same staff members, so sometimes it's kind of hard to separate the two.
That's okay.
But Second Cycle, we're a nonprofit. We've been in Hilltop for 10 years. That's where we started. We aim to educate and advocate for people who ride bikes. So whether that looks like working on your bike, knowing where to find rides, resources, materials, or just trying to further your experience and find bikes that better serve you. We have a ton of youth programs that allow young people to build bikes for themselves. Also group rides, which kind of ties into the Major Taylor aspect. So Major Taylor, we take students on after-school rides and weekend events, and then we do the Seattle to Portland ride, with those high school students every year.
STP.
And we have a partnership with Idea High School, so Lincoln and Idea ride together every Monday, Wednesday.
How fabulous. I love that.
Through
Go
second
ahead,
cycle,
honey.
we get to offer a PE class at Idea as well.
Oh, that is, boy, talk about outreach. You guys are redefining that in terms of cycling and really getting people to think about how you incorporate that year round, not just in the month, not just in the day. Let's talk about, let's dig into Bike to Work Day. Stevon, you're a bike commuter, and you bike to work every single day.
Every single day.
Tell us about your experience, and I really want to know how you got involved with that, or how do you get started? Because, you know, I mean, granted, you weren't 5 when you started this.
Correct.
Did you just wake up one day and say, "Bye-bye, car, I'm going to hop on a bike"?
Well, absolutely. I find biking to be very relaxing. Not only is it a form of exercise, it's also a way for me to get around town, to get back and forth to work, to the store, or just to kind of relax. For me, biking is also kind of a mental health reward. I kind of, you know, can forget the day's work problems or issues that are going on by just taking a bike ride. So, and I think it's very helpful for everyone to kind of take that time for themselves to take a bike ride, you know? So I've been doing it ever since I've been here.
And how long have you been here?
7 years.
Wow.
On Hilltop, to be
On Hilltop, okay.
Yeah.
So before that, you were not a bike to work.
Well, I was. I lived in DC for a while, which is very flat. So I did bike back and forth to work there. When I was in Chicago, I did not as much. So I think DC is kind of what turned me around to using biking as a form of commuting back and forth to work. And then it just became more of I can run errands. I could just, you know, take a leisurely ride. I could relax. So there's many facets to bike riding for me.
Yeah, and I love how you just described that, because what I heard was it was a gradual filling up of your life. It wasn't an extreme, okay, kids, we're selling the car, everybody get a bike and let's go.
Exactly.
It's not that. It was more of a slowly incorporating something that you loved into your life.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about, Hally, the People's Park and the actual event on that day. What can they expect?
Yeah, so from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., we'll have coffee from Manifesto, muffins from Red Elm. We're going to have really fun games and activities. The city of Tacoma will be demonstrating a pop-up bike boulevard along J, and so it's going to be a really high concentration of bikes and loving bikes. There's a big bike party. Whether you bike to work every day or you're biking just for this day, we want everyone to come out. It's really just a great way to capture the amount of people biking in Tacoma and to highlight the more and more people who are doing it every day.
Exactly, and you've got some more things planned than that. You do more than just biking and more than just Bike to Work month. What else does Downtown on the Go have in the hopper, as we say?
Yeah, so our Walk Tacoma series is in full swing. We have those the first Wednesday of every month. We also have some other transit and bike programming coming throughout the year. So downtownonthego.org is the best place to learn all about that kind of information. And as always, we're advocating for consideration of our most vulnerable users, and so people who are walking, biking, and taking transit, and just trying to make sure that all those systems are working the best they can.
You guys have a great website, by the way. I love your website.
Thanks.
I'm just like, oh, it's so easy to navigate. So, okay, question for all three of you, and I want to talk with you first, Shelbi. Give us a tip for somebody who is thinking about giving biking a try.
So usually I would recommend, first thing is finding a bike that's comfortable for you.
There you go.
And kind of allowing space for yourself to decide. Figure out what you don't like, that's helpful as well. And then start riding with people who are going to be supportive, because that's going to kind of create the culture and the relationship you have with bikes.
God, that is such great advice, man. We could do an hour on what you just said about giving yourself space. I can't tell you, I mean, it's like if you go to get a bike, how many people have to give you advice about that bike? It's like buying a car. It's like, just back off and let me find the bike. What advice would you give?
I would just say, just get out there. Again, to piggyback what I said before, it's a relaxing form of exercise.
Yes.
It's so peaceful, to be honest, from my perspective, to just race around town and forget the world's troubles for about 15 to 30 minutes. So just get out there.
Get out there. What about you, Miss Hally?
I think that if you just sort of like start small, like Shelbi said, like ride with people who you trust, but also, you know, just try around your block, just try like to the store.
There you go.
Don't put the pressure on yourself to try and bike to work the first day. Make sure that you feel comfortable on the roads, and then find time where you can ride your route or ride to where you want to go where there isn't as much traffic and just kind of build up into something that becomes like an everyday habit.
I love that. All right. Who do we need to thank? You got 30 seconds.
So Bike to Work Day is sponsored by Site Crafting and Dero, and Downtown The Go's founding partners are the City of Tacoma, Pierce Transit, and the Tacoma Pierce County Chamber.
Wow, well done. Okay. So May 18th, which is also Mount St. Helens Day, very appropriate, is Bike to Work Day, but Bike to Work Month is the whole month of May, and every day should be some kind of bike day, don't you think? So you've kind of encouraged me to get out my Doris Day bike there on Vashon Island and maybe take a little ride down to the first little farm stand and back. And my fear of falling head over heels might getting back on the horse and back on the bike. So I thank you, all three of you, for being here and sharing your passion, your love, your technique, and your advice for us about how to just be healthier in terms of how we treat our environment and how we treat ourselves. Mind, body, spirit, environment. There it is. Thank you so, so very much. And I want all of you back on the couch soon, safe and sound, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. When we come back, we have Paint Tacoma Beautiful, and what a wonderful program. If you don't know about that, you definitely need to be in the know. We'll be right back after this quick break.